At the end of the tax year, the IRS sent an auditor to go over the return of a synagogue. While checking the books, he turned to the rabbi and said, "Though churches and synagogues are tax exempted, I notice you declared a lot of candles as office expenses." "True," noted the rabbi. "But we save the candle drippings and send them back to the candle makers. Every now and then they send us a free box of candles." "Oh," replied the auditor, somewhat disappointed that his unusual question had a practical answer. He continued, in his obnoxious way, "What about all these unleavened bread purchases?"
"Ah,
"Yes," replied the rabbi, realizing that the inspector was trying to trap him with an unanswerable question. "We collect the breadcrumbs and send them back to the bakers. Every now and then they send us a free box of unleavened bread." "I see," replied the auditor, thinking hard about how he could fluster the know-it-all rabbi. "Well, Rabbi, what do you do with all the leftover foreskins from the circumcisions you perform?" he asks facetiously. "Here, too, we do not waste," answered the rabbi. "What we do is save all the foreskins and send them to the Internal Revenue Office, and about once a year they send us a complete D." A guy goes to Las Vegas to gamble and he loses all his money. He doesn't even have enough for a cab, but he flagged one down anyway. He explained to the driver that he would pay him back next time and gave him his phone number, but the driver told him, "Get the F out of my cab." He walked all the way to the airport and got home. Sometimes time rolls by and he decides to go back to Vegas again, and this time he wins big. He gets his bags and is ready for the airport with all his new winnings. There is a line of cabs, and at the very end, he sees the driver from last time who kicked him out. He stood for a moment, thinking how can he get his revenge on that driver. So, he gets in the first cab. "How much is it to the airport?" he asks. The driver says, $15. "Great, how much is it for a BL job on the way there?" The cab driver says, "Get the out of my cab." So he goes to the next one and asks the same thing. "How much to airport?" $15. "Great, how much for a BL job on the way there?" And that cab driver also tells him to get out of his cab. He does this all the way down the line of drivers, each one kicking him out. He finally gets to the last driver, the one from his last trip. He asks, "Hey, how much to the airport?" Driver responds, $15. The guy hands him $15 and says, "Great, let's go." And so the driver leaves, slowly passing all the other drivers who are staring out their window while the guy in the back smiles back with a thumbs up. We put a lot of effort into making you smile, so please subscribe to me for new jokes. Stay happy.